Okay, as promised, Kevin Harvick has joined us here in the Infield Media Center at Talladega. He drives the number 29 Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet. He's currently fourth in points. And Kevin, certainly you've been up in that top 4 or 5 all season long. And what's it going to take for you to get a win here at Talladega on Sunday?
Well, I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We ran really well at Daytona, and hopefully that correlates to this particular racetrack. And I feel good about where everything's been. When we have good days, we have good days, and when we have bad days, we turn them into good days. So everything has gone well so far, and we're looking forward to continuing that this weekend. I like the plate racing and enjoy this style of racing at this particular racetrack. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. We'll take questions now. We have 2 wireless mics, this young lady here and this gentleman over here. So raise your hand. We'll start right here with Monty. Right here, young lady. Monty Dutton right here, and then we'll come over here to Dustin. Go ahead.
Gosh, what a mic. Kevin, if you look at your record at Daytona is a good bit better than your record here. Is first of all, obviously the odds of disaster are greater here, but when you say that people are exceptional plate racers, is that too simple? Are Talladega and Daytona 2 different animals, or if you're good at one, are you likely to be good at the other?
Usually, if you're good at one, you're going to be good at the other. For us, we've finished second a lot here. We've always run well here, and I always tell people when you get here, you got a 50-50 shot. You're either going to have a good day or you're going to wreck. So that's just the way it is, and there's no way to beat around the bush. It's been like that for as long as they've raced here, and it's just Talladega, and I enjoy it. And whether the records are one way or the other, we've always run well here, and I don't look for anything to be any different this weekend.
I will go Dustin, Ed, Tom.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Hey, Kevin, I want to ask you, you made a comment on Twitter earlier this week about, you wrote, "These media people crack me up. Their theories have a lot of really bad sources." So on behalf of the media, can you correct us?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's hilarious
what's
when
your status?
if you guys are going to be, if you want to have, most of you are this way. You line it up with credible backing to your quotes and your sources and your people. If you're going to quote a source, quote their name. Otherwise, if they're too chicken to give you their name, don't put their quote in the paper. It's that simple. So anonymous sources are crap. If you want real sources, go talk to real people.
Do you feel like, I'm assuming you're probably talking about one story in relation to burned bridges, but do you feel like, one, that was the case, that bridges were burned, and 2, what's your status on where you're going to be, and how the
Richard Childress and myself have we've got a great relationship, and I think we've been talking about a lot of things for several months, and it's not any different than what we would normally do at this particular time. So the cars are running well, everybody's communicating well, and I don't know what else to say other than Richard and I have had many conversations over the last several months. Where all that leads, it's right now I'm driving a 29 car, and we'll see. I don't see where anything.
Bob and several others. Go ahead.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Kevin, you used to say you thrived on controversy. Have you, as a sort of a connoisseur of that sort of thing, have you noticed the last week's beating and banging both on the track and verbally between 24 and 48? And if you've noticed it, what do you think of a little action between the squeaky clean guys?
I think we're all competitive, and I think those guys are just as competitive as all of us who are vocal about it. And I don't think that's abnormal. I don't think it's the first time that those guys have been competitive with each other, and it's not the first time that me and my teammates will be competitive with each other. But I think the mutual respect comes in for your owner as to not crash your cars. You do the best that you can on that particular side of it, and sometimes it happens because everybody's racing hard. But from an owner standpoint, you want guys that want to beat their teammates, but they don't race their teammates harder than they race than anybody else. So I think that's the thing that you look for from an owner standpoint, is somebody who's going to race not only their teammates really hard, but going to race everybody else the same way.
Okay, we're going to go with Tom, Joe, and then Bob.
Hi, Kevin. Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com. Another subject, a couple weeks coming up, we've got the All-Star race. You won it in 2007. Can you talk a little bit about how big that was in your career achievements, and just kind of the atmosphere and how fun that is as a racer to be?
Yeah, it's a fun weekend, and I look at Charlotte as probably the biggest challenge for me. It's the racetrack I dislike going to the most, and for us to win the All-Star race was a huge accomplishment, and it was a good weekend for us as far as speed and putting ourselves in position to win that race. But the race is fun. The format's fun just because you have the pit stop for qualifying, and you make a couple laps, and it's kind of, there's no points involved, so it makes it so it's kind of a free for all as far as pushing every lap to the limit. So it's a fun race, and it's great for us because we get some extra track time at what I feel is our worst racetrack.
Okay, we'll go Joe, Bob, Chuck.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Kevin, over here.
I got you.
Hey, just wondering if you can kind of fathom what Casey Kane has done, where he doesn't really know what he's going to be doing in 2011. Could you, fathom doing anything like that? And also just enlighten us on when you got your journalism degree and where it was.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When I got mine?
Yeah.
A master's in it.
Yeah, well, I don't have a journalism degree. I have a common sense degree. So I'm not gonna go any further than that. But
that was a joke. But
I got
if
you.
You can answer the first.
No,
part.
I'm just kidding. I think it's when you have to make decisions and you have situations that are presented to you, you have to weigh out all the options. I don't particularly know all the options that he had in front of him, but it's going to be, I'm sure, a situation where he gets put in a good situation, whether it's 2011 or 2012. Me personally, I still think there's a lot of cards that haven't fallen yet for 2011. So I just find it hard to believe that 2012 will be as far out as it gets put. But that's just my opinion, my journalism opinion.
Awesome. Let's go Bob, Chuck, Claire.
Bob Parker, Scene Daily.
I don't have any ill will towards anybody or anything like that. I don't particularly agree with the way that the whole situation was handled, but in this particular situation, I'm the driver, and it's not anything new to the sport. I mean, there's sponsors that come and go, and things change, and in this particular situation, there was a lot of business to business that took place. So it's not anything new, and being an owner, you understand that there are a lot of those decisions that take place. So other than that, it is what it is, and you roll on.